Hello and welcome to the Earth to Marissa podcast. Today we are diving into fear-based thinking, how it arises, what to do with it, and a phenomenon that is occurring where fear as a frequency is starting to dissolve on the planet. It's starting to really not have a hold. And how can we navigate this? We are also going to be diving into worth and what worth is. Also, an experience that I had recently where my affirmation for today actually comes from where I am redefining my worth based on who I am rather than what I do and what I have. And then I want to just tap in to my guides, the Octurian Light Council of Six, to check in about timeline shifting, these energetic resets and releases that are occurring, along with our health. People that are having health flare-ups, what can we do for that? What will 2026 hold energetically? And how we can connect with our light. So a very packed episode today, and let's go ahead and dive into the symbol of the week that came through, which is the strength symbol. This symbol has come out multiple times during my nightly meditations recently. Back to back, it just flies out, and it's such a beautiful symbol. And for me, this has really been strengthening my self-empowerment, knowing that I am worthy, strengthening my ability to see my worth, to acknowledge the power that I hold, to exercise my ability to do things on my own, to do things independently, and really just growing my self-love as well, strengthening the way that I view myself in a positive way. So this is such a strong symbol. If you want to strengthen anything in your life or just invite strength in, even movement, I got a gym membership. I am trying to move my body more. And the strength symbol can even help you in that regard too. You are powerful and you can do hard things. You can do anything. So feel free to meditate with that symbol. You can draw it, place it under your left palm as you just breathe, or you can call upon the symbol, visualize it, and know that it is helping in exactly the way that it's meant to. And then my affirmation this week is my worth is determined by who I am, not what I do. This has really come through, and I'll dive into the experience once we get the podcast really started. But this has been really big, and I had a beautiful moment in meditation the other day where I'm trying to grow this self-love. I'm trying to grow love in my life in general. And one of the things that I'm doing to grow this love is to be proud of myself. And so I wrote out a list of everything that I'm proud of, and I had this voice kind of nagging in the back of my head, like, none of these things have anything to do with like work successes, so they actually don't mean anything. And I was like, hold on right there. No, they actually do mean amazing, because everything that I was writing out was based on who I am as a person. And I'll read some of them right now, actually. Feeling called to do that, just to share with you, because I think when people, even when people ask in conversation nowadays, what have you been up to? What are you doing now? They automatically assume that you're going to talk about your job. And personally, that's fucked up. I don't care about your job. I don't care, like, I will ask about your job if I want to know about your job. I'm trying to ask about you. Like, what creative hobbies have you been getting up to? What's feeding your light? What's feeding your life? Like, genuinely, how are you in your body? I don't care about your job and the opportunities at work that you're getting. Now, if you're excited about that, if that really is like something that like lights your firecracker, then yes, please tell me about that. However, I think it is messed up, and I recently attended a wedding in the family, and so I saw a lot of people that I don't normally see, a lot of adults I should say, and all of them immediately asked me first thing, so what are you up to now? What are you doing? And it like took me aback. It's not, how are you? How have you been? You know, how are you sitting with this time in the world where there's so much chaos? No, it's, what are you up to now? Which I could feel they were asking me, like, so what job are you working? What are you doing? What are you doing with your time? As if I need to be working to fill my time. And it was just very strange. Anyways, so I wrote out a bunch of I'm proud statements. So the first one that came up, I'm proud of the way you have always stood up for the people that you love. If you are my friend, I am a loyal lion to you, okay? I am a loyal person, and I will, the only times I've screamed at people are for my friends. Truly. I'm not an aggressive person. I am not someone that picks a fight. However, if you make my friend cry, I will scream at you. Maybe not this version. This version of Marissa might give you a nice talking to, but old Marissa, definitely, I've screamed in a few people's faces, because they hurt my friends. Anyways, I'm proud of your excitement every time you get a hit of inspiration. I am proud of your ability to dream big. I'm proud of any time you hold yourself when big emotions pour through. I'm proud of your ability to empathize with people and hold space for them. These are all things that add to who I am. It's who I am at my core that matters. And when that nagging voice was coming through saying, yeah, well, this doesn't like show that you're successful in any way, I was like, whoa, chill with that one. No, this is a successful person. Like what I have written here, being proud of, like I want to be around someone that is empathetic, that stands up for their friends. I want to be around someone that's creative and willing to learn new things. I want to be around someone who's courageous and who shares their strength in what they do and everything that they do, that, you know, listens to what they need and walks to the beat of their own drum. Like that, to me, is a successful person. That is a person who is thriving. And it was really beautiful to reframe this and reframe that my worth is not based on what I do. It's not based on the amount of sales that I have, the amount of money that I bring in. It's not based on what I wear. It's not based on who I'm connected to, my network, my ever-growing community. It's not based on any of that. My worth is based on who I am as a person. It's based on what my core values are. It's based on, can I treat another human with kindness? And I can most of the time, unless you hurt my friends. LOL. Just kidding. And then I dropped into just I am statements. So we did I am proud, and then I dropped into I am statements because I feel like when you're reframing your worth and taking it away from what you do, you need to embody the I am. So rather than I have or I've done, you say I am. So I wrote out a bunch of I am statements as well. I am creative. I am a good friend. I am a sensitive being. I'm an open book, which, to be honest, in a world full of secrets, I think being an open book is a good thing. I'm calm, I'm grounded, I'm a dancer, I'm excited, I'm goofy, I am gifted, I am spirit. And so in this journey of trying to find love for myself, I think this is going to be a really beautiful way to grow that self-love. And I actually got the inspiration from my tarot book that I read. I think it's called Inner World of Tarot, maybe. And the author is beautiful. And I pulled the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think so. My book is in my room, so I'm not going to go get it. But I'm pretty sure it was like the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Um, and they were really pointing towards the energy of knowing how incredible you are and knowing that these creative sparks can come from within, but through the acknowledgement of how powerful you are. And some of the prompts were to love on yourself. Like, what are your successes in your life? Like, what have you done to get where you are? How do you want the world to see you through being proud of yourself? And so I thought I'd take a moment to do that, and it actually really helped, and it made me feel better, and it helped me totally reframe my worth, which has been struggling recently. I have really been down hard on myself because it feels as though I have no idea where my life is going, but that's okay, and that's a very normal thing to feel. So that's the affirmation. That's the symbol. A little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't checked out my creative YouTube yet, girl, what are you doing? This is called the Earth to Marissa podcast YouTube channel. My creative YouTube channel is the Earth to Marissa YouTube channel. So go check that out. I have some fun fall videos up. I just posted my autumn in threes video, 3 recipes for fall, 3 fall activities, and 3 fall fits. That was really, really fun to film. It ended up being a 36-minute video episode. So please go check it out. I put a lot of love into it, and I put a lot of time into it, and it made me feel really good to create. And I just filmed a Samhain altar, building a Samhain altar. If you don't know what Samhain is, it's a Celtic holiday, a pagan holiday on the wheel of the year, and it's a beautiful time to celebrate your ancestors. It is along the lines of Dia de los Muertos and Day of the Dead and Halloween and everything. Stay tuned for that. I also did a little fit for that video, which will be fun. So I'm editing that. Hopefully it will be up by the time this is out. And then check out, I have a new channel message on this YouTube channel about death and grief and taking the fall foliage as symbolism for death and rebirth. And then, of course, if you want to see more episodes like this and see more channel messages, energy updates, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And comment below any videos that you want to see, any beings that you'd like me to channel, or any questions that you have about spirituality, or guests that you want to see on the podcast. So, diving fully in. I'm going to go ahead and keep talking about the worth situation since we're kind of on that topic. So, I have had some experiences recently, and these experiences have made me question my body. They've made me question my worth. They've made me question my love for myself. And to be honest, it does not feel good to feel so fragile, for my self-love to feel so fragile that it tips over and breaks on the whim when someone, questions me, or someone holds a different belief over what I should be doing with my life or my body. And so that's why I want to build it up. And so it's a nice, beautiful pillar that stands tall and strong when winds come and winds knock into it. And so I've had an experience recently with some people wanting me to change an aspect about my body for an event, and it really, really shook me. It really hurt because it triggered all of this emotion from my past when I was a little girl being bullied, also feeling like I wasn't accepted by my family, also feeling like I have always kind of been the outlaw or the black sheep in the group or in the family. And then two, another experience that happened recently, it kind of felt like I was ganged up on by a bunch of people. And that too triggered some experiences from my past where I've been like exiled and the one left out of the group or fully removed from a group because of some bullshit. Uh, this has happened like multiple times in my life. And, I'm to the point where I'm like, what the toast? Why is this happening? What in my field is attracting this? What in my field keeps perpetuating this pattern where I feel like the black sheep, where I feel exiled from the group, where I feel I'm not accepted for who I am? And so I really have been diving into this. And I heard something recently where if you expect something from an experience, if you expect and you have a belief running that leads to an expectation of an outcome, then that is the outcome that you will receive. And so I think there is a part of me that has come to expect myself being a little bit of a black sheep when it comes to societal norms. I am very different, but I do take pride in that. The way that I eat is completely usually different than the people in my immediate family or society in general. It's becoming more normal to, eat clean and eat non-toxic, but, the no dairy, the no gluten, I mean, it's still very odd when people hear that. And then two, I don't shave my body. I rock body hair because it's natural. I like things natural. Okay. I also use natural deodorants, which means sometimes your girl has an odor. But we're human. Humans are meant to have odors. Pheromones, that's how we attract a mate. Like, hello. Evolution. No. But yeah, and then too, like how I dress sometimes, I would say it's pretty normal in my realm, but it might not be for everyone. And so I've been in these groups where I feel that I was the outsider, that I was, I was assuming that I was going to be the weird one out. And then that I do feel created experiences where I felt that way. It created experiences where it was prevalent or shown, or I was told basically and singled out as I need to change something about me in order to fit the group or fit the mold. And so I think when we go in with the expectation of, an outcome, we do attract that. And so I've been working with that belief, and I've been working with that belief through self-acceptance, which is really hard. And I think I've talked about this, I believe, before, that I'm not sure I've ever accepted myself for who I am because I was constantly being told to be this, to do that, to fit in, or even being bullied. I created beliefs that I couldn't be myself. I had to change in order to fit into the group and be loved. I wouldn't be loved for myself. So of course, no, I'm not going to accept myself, because if I'm not going to be loved for who I genuinely am, then why would I accept myself? So all of this is coming up very prevalently, right? Prevalently, whatever. It's very prevalent right now. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. So, yeah, very prevalent right now, and it too ties in to the worth statement of it all. My worth is determined by who I say I am, who I know to be. I am a kind person, and it doesn't matter what other people think. And when I had this meditation moment, I realized, oh my Lord, oh, this is why I keep attracting these experiences, because they shake me so much to my core and make me question if I'm a good person. Some of the experiences, I will say 3 of them, over the span of my life, there's probably been 5 to 6 experiences of being exiled from a group, being removed from a group based on, again, just miscommunication, basically, at its core. And it made me, each experience made me doubt myself, made me question who I was, because what I did unknowingly, what I was not self-aware of, what I did was being held over me. But what the group wasn't seeing was why I did what I did, and also how, like, I wanted to apologize, right? We all mess up. We all are doing what we know how to do in every moment, right? Like, we can only do what we know how to do, and we can only do what we feel is right for us in every moment. And yes, like, we should take other people into consideration, but sometimes you're young and sometimes you don't know that, okay? And so I was putting my worth and what I did in those moments and then shaming myself for that. Did I feel bad for that, like what may have occurred? Yeah, absolutely. Have I forgiven myself? Yes, trying to. But it shook me so much that I just shit on myself for a long time, and I thought I was a bad person. And so these experiences, I think, have occurred in my life to help me grow the muscle of knowing my worth, even if other people don't see it. Or let me reframe that. Knowing who I am at my core, even if other people see something different. Knowing that I am a good person and good people make mistakes. Knowing that I am a good person, even if someone has a thought or a different belief of what I should do with my body. Knowing I am beautiful and I am powerful, and that the reason behind why I do certain things, like not shaving my body hair, holds weight for me, which is why I don't do it. And it makes me that more empowered. I don't shave because of really the privilege that I have to not do that. Women all over the world aren't able to experience freedom in the way that I have the right to. And so it's a reclamation of my body. It's a reclamation of who I am. It's a reclamation of my feminism, of who I am as a woman. And I think it's really beautiful, and some people don't agree with that and they see it as just hair or gross. But for me, I really hold a lot of pride in not doing that. And so moving forward, I acknowledge who I am, and my worth is based on who I am, not my armpit hair, not my lack of armpit hair, not my lack of money or my abundance of money. My worth is just based on who I am. So that was a really powerful experience to have, and a reframing, and I'm still working on growing this self-love, and I invite you to do this too. We could all love ourselves a little more, and when we love ourselves, we are able to love other people with even more strength and compassion, and grace. And that is what we need in this world. And if you have ever been removed from a group based on something you did or wore, or how you act or respond, you know, I share empathy with you. I hold you in that because it's a hard experience to be pinned up against a wall and have a ton of fingers pointing at you and not listening to what's actually going on in your head or in your body, in your realm. And it's hard to have other people have such harsh opinions of you, and to hold those opinions and not create space for communication. They don't even ask you what's going on or why is this happening. They just assume that you're a bad person. And that's fucked up. Period. That is fucked up. And it's really hard to experience the lack of being able to explain yourself and why you may have been in that headspace, why you may have been acting the way that you were. Because someone does not hurt another person out of love. It's always in pain. And so how can we ask, hey, why are you in pain right now? What are you going through? What's happening? And I invite you, if someone has hurt you in your life, just for a moment, take a look and see where they might be in pain. See what they might be experiencing, because it's probably a lot of fucking trauma that's making them act the way that they are. So hold some grace and hold some compassion for everyone, because we really truly do not know the half of what people are going through. And take everything with a grain of salt. I've been on both sides, okay? I've been on both sides. Both of them suck, right? It sucks to accidentally hurt people, and it also sucks to be hurt by people, you know, but that's life. That's life. Yeah. And we just have to keep moving forward, and we have to know at our core that we all have a little light within us, that we are all good people. Okay, changing topics. Create space to connect with the light within. This is a message I've been seeing from a lot of people. I have also been feeling in my own realm. I'm so grateful that I have the space for an altar again. I lived almost a year without an altar space, and that was heartbreaking for me. That really fucked up my routine and my connection, and I allowed it to. It doesn't have to do that. It does not have to do that, but I did allow that to occur. So I take full responsibility, but now I have an actual altar space in my bedroom again. I rearranged our room, so I have the little corner with my altar, and I've been going there this past week and meditating at night, and oh my lord, it's already making an impact. It's already making a shift. And yes, I do meditate, and I have been meditating this past year without the altar space, but it has not been hitting the same. I used to meditate every single night, without a doubt, take time, and that is when profound shit occurred. Sorry, I'm trying not to cuss so much, but also, who cares? So, yeah, that is when the most profound things and connections were occurring, and I have not been connected with myself, with my guides, with my galactic things. I have been in just a very numb state, if I'm being honest. Incredibly numb. And that's what I lived with for like a year. People that would numb themselves. So it makes sense, you know, that I kind of got on that wave and was just numbing. But then when you numb for so long, you're left with, who am I? Who am I? I don't have a job. I don't have this. I don't have that. I have been numbing myself, so I'm not really sure what I'm into. I'm not, you know, and you're left just kind of feeling with this empty feeling. But meditating nightly and connecting with my light within has been really helping that feeling. And so I set up the altar. I did the little Samhain altar that will be out on YouTube soon, and connecting with your inner light is connecting with your guidance system. It's connecting with your inspiration. It's connecting with your willpower. It's connecting with all the energy that is you. And I forgot about that. And that's okay. You know, that is okay. Life is a roller coaster. Life is a highway. I'm going round it all night long. Yeah. Um, it is. Life is a highway, and you have no idea what's going to happen and what's going to occur, and you're going to take a turn and it might get super dark and shadowy, but then, you know, you peek out and it's like, oh my god, there's the horizon, I see it once more, and then you just keep driving, and then you're in a totally new location, a totally new vibe. So I feel that I am in a new vibe, and by connecting with my light, I am being guided towards that new era, that new vibe. And I want to talk too. So, connecting with light is incredibly important. And if you are feeling empty, it will fill your cup. The more you connect with your own energy, the more that you connect with just your own breath and you sit in that stillness, that silence, you receive and your cup becomes full. And this has helped me with the other topic that I want to touch on, which is the dissolving of fear-based thinking. So this is very interesting, and I've been told by my guides and through my energy updates. So I film a lot of energy updates each month. And oftentimes I'm like, okay, well, this resonates like so much with what's occurring in my life. Like, are we sure? I'm like questioning, like, is this actually for the collective, or did I just accidentally channel an energy update for myself? And my guides are always like, no, babe, it's the collective. Your life mirrors the collective on a micro level. And they've said not everyone does this. Like, yes, we all individually do this. However, there's something about truly, I think it's being a reflector where we are the mirrors of the collective. We are the mirrors of society, and we feel it on a soul level, what is happening on the earth. And therefore, too, we often experience certain micro vibes or experiences that then the collective experiences on a major scale. And so as I've been told this and kind of understood how my energy works, even like for instance, at its like most surface level example, I remember growing up, I was always attracted to like the trends before they were trends. Like, I always wore things or did things, and then like 2 months later, everyone else was doing that thing. Like, I was hydrating. This is so stupid and very basic. I was hydrating with my water bottle before the Stanley Cup. Okay, like, no. That's a stupid example. But energetically, this is how some people's energy works, right? We all have different energies. We all work with the earth frequency in a different way. This just happens to be how mine works with it. And I've noticed lately, everything that was built in fear, everything that had and was driven by even a little bit of fear has been dissolving from my life. So this is my incredibly strict eating routines because of the fear of toxic heavy metals, the fear of being sick, viruses, toxins. If you haven't heard me talk about how the closest I came to joining a cult was following medical medium protocols, you can go check that out in Zoe Lawton and I's part 1 episode of our part 1, part 2 recent podcast gathering a few months ago. Yes, so a lot of the juicing, the eating at certain times, the eating at certain foods for this amount of time, like the no eggs, gluten, dairy, soy, corn, like none of that. Like, I did learn a lot of great things and I still will partake in those, but I was eating like a robot for like a year and a half, 2 years. And that I think was really, it fucked with me. And now I'm coming into balance. But by doing so, I've dropped all of that routine. And I've noticed it was easy to get rid of because it started by fear. The driving force of it originally was fear. Same with just other ways that I take care of my body, even the fear of, needing money and burning myself out on all of these jobs. That started in fear. And so there's these just different realms all over my life, even like the fear of being left out or not experiencing things. Like, I don't feel that anymore. I can live in my snail shell for a very long time and be totally okay with it. I do really love community and I am trying to grow that. However, I think at one point that was very much so fear driven, of being like left out kind of narrative. So as this stuff drops, because it was originally driven by fear, I'm left with trying to find my own routines and get them going with a driving force of like, this is good for me. But I think I have been driven in my life by so much fear that it feels weird for me to just have this drive come from a positive place, because then that means I'm the driving force. And sometimes I don't know where I'm driving, guys. I don't know where I'm driving. And so it leaves me feeling like lost and unsure of what I should do. And then it leaves me also feeling like I have very low willpower to even hold any type of routine. And I think that's not good either. And so I'm coming into balance. Experiencing both extremes to then find the happy medium. And that's what we're experiencing on Earth right now. We're experiencing the craziest extremes, but ultimately it's so we can end up in a beautiful, middle, balanced, harmonious era. Okay? It's interesting to have all of this momentum and then it all stops and halts. And it's like, okay, where, what? Like, what's going on? Like, we were just going and going and going, and now we're stopped. Okay, sounds good. And then to have, like, so much release from my field, and then to, just be left having to redevelop all of this on my own without that, like, fear-based driver. It's been interesting. And so I just want to, like, do y'all relate? Comment below. I'm just talking to my bestie right now. Do y'all relate? Do you feel this way? Like, have you dropped routines or even people or experiences, things, places because they started in fear? And then, like, just look in your life and see where in your life are you feeding a pattern or routine because there's a little bit of fear there driving the course. And then if that fear were to be gone, what would you be left with? How would you start anew? It's just something interesting that's occurring, wanted to share. And I'm trying my best to just like pick up the pieces that I still have and to build something anew. And I actually woke up today with the craziest feeling of like, like I kind of want to have a workplace again. Like, I want to have like a community at work, have a place that I go to do my things, have it just be gentle and nice and just I believe that's possible. That's possible. And I'm grateful that I have this feeling. And I knew it would come, and I truly believe that it has come in because of me connecting with my light once more. It was a really long time where I was not fully connecting consistently with the light within, and that is why fear was the driver. Connections. Ping 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 ping. That's why fear was the driver. Oh my lord. This is why I come and talk to you guys. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. That is exactly what I needed to hear. Interesting. Okay, well, that was a cool connection to make. I'm in a fun and happy mood today. You know, we're ovulating, if you couldn't tell. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and then we're gonna channel my friends, my alien friends, the Octurians. So I'm super excited to tap in with the Octurian Light Council of Six, and I've actually been getting hits to give myself Akashic Records readings and to film it. And because of what I mentioned earlier in the podcast of how my energy works, what comes through for me and my questions and my experiences will actually help a lot of people. And I think that is why I created the podcast. Again, its, truest intention was to share personal stories of growth, expansion, epiphanies, and spiritual development, in hopes that it helps someone else moving through a similar thing. That is why the podcast exists. And so I stay tuned on the YouTube channel for videos like that. But yeah, I just want to get back into channeling, do some more channeling, and my guides literally tell me to channel every day, and I don't listen to them. And so I'm going to start listening to them, see what happens. Because usually they're right. If spirit tells you to do something, like if you're on the level where you're communicating with spirit, you've got guides, you're talking to them. If they tell you to do something, you should probably just do that thing, because 9 times out of 10, they know what's up. So I'm gonna start listening, trying to. Love you guys. Anyways, okay, let's dive in to the Octurian Light Council of Six. This is going to be a separate little mini episode, so if you want to say bye to the podcast right now, go listen to it as a separate video on YouTube. You can do that, or you can just keep listening. Don't know why you would do that, but if you need to go back, it's going to be a mini episode on YouTube and maybe Spotify. So I'm going to say my opening prayer and connect in, and then we're going to ask them some questions surrounding the timeline shifts, the resets, the releases, our health, the energy of 2026, and anything else that they want to bring through. Whew. Alrighty, closing my eyes and connecting in. So when I connect in with them, I'm taken to this room, and I see it almost as like a bubble, and where I am is I'm standing in a room, and there's a table, like a half oval table, but there's actually like maybe 7 people, but there's like the head, and then there's not actually like 6 members of the Light Council. It's just the energy of 6 that they exude. And so there's member, and then there's like a chair, like a head chair. And so that's who I am talking to and connecting with. It's, the head chair is feminine, and they were like, don't call me that, you can call me Alara. And I was like, okay, Alara. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna start channeling them. You are experiencing resets on the earth because Earth is going through an accelerated shifting time. The shifting time is actually getting Earth to like 20 years in the future. So within the span of 5 years, we have actually experienced the growth of a 20-year time cycle. And this is because the Earth wants to rapidly get to its next phase. So time is moving a lot quicker, and that is why we feel like things are restarting, that a timeline might be happening over here and then it just kind of collapses. This looks like maybe you were supposed to get a new animal and then it falls through. Maybe you were supposed to, get this job, it falls through. Nothing's really like sticking. It's not very set in stone right now. It's because we are moving through this very fast and accelerated pace, and so all of our energies are just kind of like up in the air and don't really have something to anchor to, and that's why it just feels very fluid, and things are shifting very quickly, and when it does anchor in, it still feels flighty and not real, or it still feels like there's an unsurety of it. And she's saying that like this is very normal to experience, it's normal to feel, and that it's a process that we will get used to, and that will be occurring, this kind of fast-paced energy for the next 10 or so years, and then it will kind of level out once the Earth has reached the place in which she is wanting to go, which ultimately is a freer timeline and evolution for herself. It's not bogged down by the beings that live on the planet. I see that like she is able to really heal. She has like this newness to her, the Earth does. She has this beautiful like connection to the other planets, and her waters are just like really, really flowing and beautiful, and humans have really changed as well. And so she's saying don't get caught up too much in the fast pace. She's saying it's kind of a time to really just dive into your mission or your work, or what you feel you are meant to bring to the human race, to this earth. It's a time to not get wrapped up in what's occurring outside of you, but to hone in to your inner world. And I see like there's an individual and they're looking at this big giant map, but they're only focused on kind of the bubble that's theirs and the bubble of their reach, if that makes sense. To focus in there, and the more we can focus in on our own bubbles and tend to our own gardens, then we will actually do a lot more light on the earth, and our bubbles will eventually start to expand, and that light will start to expand, and then there's going to be like a bunch of energy centers all across the earth and the globe that help earth in her evolution. It's very interesting. As far as the resets and feeling lost, feeling empty, do you have anything to say about this, Alara? She said you feel empty because you haven't been feeding yourself. You haven't been taking the time to feed the idea of what it is you are meant to bring to this earth. You haven't been leaving room for inspiration. You haven't been allowing yourself to sit in an empowered state, and that is why you feel lost and you feel empty at this time. It will not last forever, as you were meant to experience this, because you were meant to learn from these feelings and these emotions. Everyone is learning exactly what they're meant to at this time. So if you feel like you have really wild and weird experiences that are occurring for you in your reality, it's because you are learning through the harshness of those experiences, and you are leaping over the drawn out version of that experience. So I see, like, years ago it would have maybe taken like 4 years or a lifetime to learn some of these lessons. You're learning it in the span of like a day or a week or like 3 days now. And that's why it feels like you are being hit with so much energy back to back to back. And that's also why a lot of you are being asked to sit still right now. You're being asked to sit still so you can process all of this information, so you can process everything that is flowing through. Really beware of burnout right now. Really beware of spending too much of your energy into something outside of yourself. The focus needs to be within right now. It needs to be within your light, connecting to your light, connecting with who you are, connecting to what needs healed, connecting to every little emotion that arises. We are meant to be caretakers of this, and by doing this care, by showing this nurturing, we are growing and we are ending up in places that are beneficial for everyone right now. And she's reminding that we do have the ability to create. So if you want something right now, if you do want to experience something right now, call it in and try not to have such a harsh expectation as to what it is that you want. Leave it really, really open and know that it's going to arrive in your life when the time is right. And a lot of you are asking for things that you already have. You're asking for energies that are already present in your life, and that's why you're not receiving something new. That's why you're not receiving new opportunities, or it's why you're being rejected and not reciprocated. It's because you already have the thing that it is you are asking for in your life. It's present with you, and it's the change of perspective that is needed. And so a lot of you are learning this lesson too, the change in perspective and the gratitude for what is present in your life, because you already have everything. It's this energy of you already have everything. How can you know that? And then instead of creating through fear, creating through lack, creating, wanting to manifest through these energies of, I don't have this thing, you're actually creating through the energy of, I'm so in love with this, I'm ready to experience more. That was really good, Alara. Thank you. And Alara, I would like to ask that a lot of people are experiencing health complications right now. What is this? Why is this occurring? What is this phenomenon, and how can we support our bodies through this? Your health is a reflection of what is occurring internally. Your health is a reflection of the stagnant energy within your being that needs moved, that needs grounded, that needs shifted. So you can start by understanding your body, asking your body, connecting with your body about what it needs, and then noticing, after you ask the question, body, can you show me the emotions that are tied to these health complications? And that is where you need to look, because emotions create illness in the body. These beliefs, these thoughts, these energies that are being stored in the body really can impact the body in positive or negative ways. But ultimately, it's just a part of what you're meant to be learning right now. A lot of people are learning deep soul lessons right now. And if you are taking the time to really heal and quantum leap and connect and do this, you're being met with even more, because Spirit knows your openness, knows that you're ready. And so you can always tell them to tell your team to slow it down a little bit, but if you are prepared and wanting to put in the work, it's available for you, and that's why these ailments are occurring. That's why these flare-ups are occurring, because it is the perfect space for you to move through them. Nothing just occurs for no reason. It's occurring because you are ready to experience it, to move through it, and to heal whatever it is that needs healed. And then, of course, make sure you're drinking lots of water right now and really just tune into your body and ask what it needs. Hey, Alara, are there any messages that you would like to share about the upcoming year, 2026, or the closing of 2025? Big booms and big waves will be hitting the collective. I feel it's a huge timeline shift that's going to occur mid-summer next year, even maybe this time next year, but it's starting now, and the little booms are happening like everywhere, the ripples, but it's this like newfound awareness and awakening within like your everyday person. It's really this clarity that's rippling out through the collective. It's this rise, this rising that's occurring, and people are really going to start standing up for human rights. They're going to start saying no, and we are going to see massive waves of people standing up for other humans, for organizations, for groups, and receiving clarity in ways that they never had before. Like, don't be surprised if the family that has always swung super left or super right starts to find that balance, starts to come into a more humanitarian, unitarian kind of outlook. People are going to really stop choosing sides during this kind of awakening and realization, and we're gonna start really just standing up for the human. Not for these rights, not for those rights, just we are all humans and we deserve to be treated as such. We are all humans and we deserve rights. We deserve to live in peace and harmony and not fight or flight or survival mode. So there's going to be really big waves of this hitting. And by next year, the energy in the collective, there's going to be a lot more anger. But I do see it's matched with this like beautiful revolution kind of energy, like a overthrowing, overpowering of our structures as we know them to be today. That's really cool. Is there anything else, Laura, that you'd like to share, or the Light Council of Six would like to share with us before I close out? You are doing amazing. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Your happiness ripples out. Really put yourself in the environments that make you most happy and allow that to ripple into the energies of your realm, of your life, of the world. Focus on the light and the happiness, and it will find you. Thank you, Alara. Thank you, Light Council of Six. I am so grateful for you, grateful to connect, grateful to receive these messages. So beautiful and so resonant. Thank you so much if you stayed and listened to that channeled message. They are so powerful and just very real. I'm pretty brash and pretty straightforward. So it makes sense that, the beings that I connect with hold a similar frequency. So they're real. But I really do see so much good in our future. And it's important that we hold that knowing. Yes, there's a lot of war, there's a lot of crap going down right now. There is stuff to be scared about. But at the same time, there's incredible technologies, there's incredible solutions coming forward. We are learning how to rebuild our coral reefs. Animals are adapting to new environments and habitats that are changing. So many light workers are out there doing their darndest, doing their thing, and that really is making an impact on the world. So it's not just the dark, it's not just the light, it's that balance. It's acknowledging both, having awareness of both, and then choosing from that neutral place what's best. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you enjoyed the story time, epiphanies that have been occurring in my life. I hope it helped you, and yeah, that beautiful channel message. Stay tuned for November's energy update. Stay tuned for more cute videos on my creative YouTube, the Sawin Altar, and I'm gonna try and film a rating people's Halloween decorations video, their yard decorations, because we have a lot of good and groovy yard decorations for Halloween, and I thought it would be funny and fun to do that with my boyfriend Aiden. So stay tuned for all of that, and stay absolutely beautifully magic. Did that make sense? Just stay magical. Just stay magical. That's all I was trying to say. Okay, bye!